I literally have recorded this video 5 times and deleted every single one of the takes I did, primarily because I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get the words right, and I need to vent. Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Kerri. It's my channel Oak. If you're new here, you should hit the subscribe button if you like outdoorsy things and talking about deep subjects sometimes. Tonight's going to be one of those nights where we talk about a deep subject, or today, whenever you're watching this. Little preface here. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm slightly assertive. Slightly. I'm pretty assertive. I'm a pretty assertive individual. I'm very outspoken. I try to pick when I vocalize my opinion. It's not necessarily warranted all the time. I don't have to necessarily have an opinion on things. I have gotten to that stage in my life. I have not always been that way. I've been, as an opinionated individual, sometimes you feel like you should have an opinion on something. But I think the older you get and the more you learn, you realize that there are certain things that, for me personally, like I can't really have an opinion on because I don't know enough about it. Aside from that, when I'm really confident in whatever it is I'm speaking about, I usually say something. I am not that sit back, be quiet, keep your mouth shut type of person. Never have been, never will be. I would literally explode uh, if I had to do that. So, all that being said, I need to talk about it's something that we all have a tendency to do, and we don't like it when it's done to us. It's one thing to speak or to have thoughts in your head, but it's another thing to allow those thoughts to travel out of your mouth or out of your fingertips. So here's the scenario. This week, or this last week, a pretty successful businessman in the Oklahoma City area was having financial problems. I don't know enough about it to explain it, other than like to explain what kind of mess he was in, other than he was in financial problems. And because he was a popular guy, several media outlets ran with the story. And what it did was it opened up the gate for a lot of people who had never even heard of this person to vocalize their opinions. And again, if you've never heard of the man, your opinion isn't really well formed. You don't have a large enough sample size of information to have a like robust opinion. So any opinion people would share without knowing this person was so vapid and surface level. However, it was like wildfire. People just, making a heyday out of it. And I know that that's a common thing. I know it's common to gossip about people who are popular, who are in the news. A lot of it is maybe you relate to that person, maybe you have experienced something similar on the opposite end. We all have a lot of reasons to have thoughts about what's going on. But if that person didn't do anything to you specifically, like this gentleman didn't, what is the point of verbally attacking their character? I don't understand what that resolves. What ended up happening was this gentleman, less than 48 hours after this was public and published and all over social media, the man passed away from a heart attack. Now, I don't think that all of that was related to what people were saying, but I certainly don't think it helped any. This is a grown adult man. I know that a lot of people say they don't care what other people think of them, and I can fall into that category. There are people whose opinions I do care about, and then there's people, like, if I don't know someone exists, it's how can I care about their opinion? I don't even know them. So to a certain extent I can understand, but when people start talking about you in a really negative light in your home, like in your own community, in such a negative way, I don't know what kind of impact that has. I know that, this particular individual, I don't know the whole story, but I do know that as a city, it was embarrassing. Uh, it's embarrassing to see adults of all ages behave that way on social media, and to know that you live there. Personality goes, yeah, I am somebody that I care what some people think about me. My mom, there's some people, yeah, I care, but if I don't know you, I don't care. And I'm very much a lone wolf. I have really good friends, but I can count all of them on one hand. However, I don't like watching people get kicked when they're down. Specifically, people who just have financial problems, or make a mistake. Not somebody who's committed a horrible, heinous crime against somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people just having problems and screwing up, or money problems. Dude, money can be earned again. It just makes me sad to think that if you get cancer, people feel bad for you. If you have financial problems, people make fun of you and laugh at you. Not everybody's like that, but a lot of people are. I don't understand. Something that, I'm turned off by social media, like Facebook and whatnot. This is why. This is, I don't want to get on there and see a bunch of people talking about other people on a surface level, or even at an in-depth level. I don't want to see people talking about other people. I also don't want to see a bunch of fake crap. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see, if your marriage is horrible, I don't want to see a bunch of pictures of you and whoever. I just don't want to see that crap. Just be real, or don't say anything. There's no need to put on a show. The louder you are in one direction, it screams something else to me. And when people get on social media and make hateful comments about people they don't know, in general, just one way or the other, it doesn't matter what it is, it's not a reflection of the person they're talking about. That's literally a reflection of them. It's like holding up a mirror. You are what you hate. And I saw a lot of people, in my perception, I saw a lot of people on social media this week hating themselves and putting that hate on someone else, placing it, using that person as an object. And then that person left this earth. And a lot of those people had nothing left to say. I worked in the bar. I was a bartender. I worked in the Bricktown, downtown Oklahoma City area for a couple years, and I did not know this gentleman personally, but I knew a lot of people who did. So after this all happened, during it, I saw a lot of people who I know that I'm friends with who refused to take sides. Mad respect. That's the way it should be. They just refused to talk crap or any of that stuff. And they just sent their love his way. And now I'm watching those same people mourn him hard. Mourn him hard. And we'll never know. But your words do carry impact. You don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know if they've got health problems. You don't know what's going on. And if you are that unhappy with yourself that put that energy on someone else, the problem isn't that person. The problem's within you. I can say the same thing for myself. When something triggers me or upsets me or irritates me, I ask myself why. Why do you feel this way? However, as a city, we we just talked crap. And he didn't do anything except get into financial trouble. What does that say about us? You know, I don't when I was a kid, I thought we were better than this. As an adult, it's been a hard reality as to, oh, no. Um those lessons that we were taught as children, those really idealistic lessons that some of us were taught, maybe not everybody. Uh, Not everybody got it. Not everybody made it to adulthood with those lessons. I'm very well aware that these topics aren't for everyone, but I hope that if you've uh, rolled across this video, that you're able to hear the message I'm trying to convey, and it's more of that golden rule to treat other people the way you want to be treated. Those words are engraved on my dad's headstone. He lived by that, and I think that if we all just treated each other just a little bit more of how we want to be treated, even if somebody isn't doing that to you first, if you take the first move, if you take the initiative and go ahead and treat people with respect anyway, remember, what someone else does isn't a reflection of you. What you do is a reflection of you. So as long as you treat people with respect, hopefully eventually you'll get that respect in return. And man, I kind of wish that was like the wave of the act of kindness that swept around the world. This new wave of respect. We need to be better. We have to be better. We have to be better than this. This guy was praised. I mean, can you imagine the roller coaster within a 72-hour period? This guy went from being praised to being gossiped about and hated on by people who didn't even know him 24 hours before that, to no longer being here and people sharing an obituary and memorials. I am assertive. I have that personality type. I will say what I'm thinking. It might come off cold and harsh sometimes. Like, this might come off cold and harsh. I'm not sure. But I'm not saying it to be rude or disrespectful or call anybody out. I'm saying it because these are my feelings, and I can't not say it. I can't not share I am not that person. I can't not share like, if you ask me what I'm thinking, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. And I wasn't asked, but I also needed to share. This is the kind of stuff that makes me go, I don't want to play on the playground. This is the kind of stuff that makes me go, I'll stick to doing my own thing because it doesn't lend to that. I mean, it's scary to think that, you know, having a YouTube channel, if it were to actually take off, that, you know, it could turn into something where, you know, I really don't care what people think in many ways, but if it affects my children, if it affects other things like that, that bothers me. I want us to be better. I want us to be more real. I want us to be less superficial and have more depth. Still have fun. I want there to be respect. And yeah, if you're angry, go get that anger out, but don't be placing it in random places that it doesn't belong. I've been pretty quiet on social media, not specifically YouTube, but, you know, like Facebook or whatever, and Instagram, and not this incident, but many incidences like this are why. They're why I'm just like, I don't want to see your highlight reel. Yeah, I don't mind seeing the highlight reel, but I don't want that to be all I see. I don't want to see the fakeness. And if you're going through that, if you're going through something tough, and other people want to put their comments out there about it in a negative way, remember that it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Um, yeah, you might not be perfect. Like, none of us are. You might have issues. Some things people say might be true, but oh well. You know, if you already know something about yourself to be true, that's like a less than perfect thing, who cares if someone else is pointing it out? As long as you know it and you're aware of it and maybe you're doing something to change it, who cares what other people say about it? I just wish they didn't have to say it. That's all. I wish that people didn't feel the need to go out of their way and put negativity somewhere. I don't mind having in-depth, like, debates and conversations and even things that can get slightly emotional. I love deep topics. I love having some difficult conversations sometimes. I mean, that's what we're doing here. But you do that with respect. You're not going to get anywhere with anyone by you're not going to get anywhere with anyone by putting out a hateful opinion. Like, if your goal, you got to ask, like, what is your goal here? Why are you doing this? Is your goal to affect change? Is your goal to make a point? What are you trying to do to be? Are you trying to be heard? And if so, how are you effectively communicating that across? And if it's in a hateful post on Facebook, on a news feed about somebody in your community that you don't know, and you're just making a knee-jerk reaction statement to something that's going on, that doesn't, what does that say about you? What does that say about what's going on in your mind and where you are with things? It's not a reflection of that person as much as it is you or me or whoever it is doing that. I've done that before. Now, when I say something, it's usually because I can't not say it. And I have a job that allows me to be able to be assertive and vocalize my thoughts, but I don't ever do it in a mean or condescending way. You don't reach people that way. I'm straightforward. You don't ever, one of my big things is, like, I don't want to leave people guessing with how I feel. I think that's like a thing with my own need to be heard or understood. But I don't want to leave anybody guessing on how I feel. And if you aren't guessing, if I've, being clear is kind, unclear is unkind. I forget who says that, but it's a very true statement. And I was raised to speak my mind and say what I think, but to also respect people. And sometimes your opinion just doesn't have to be put out there. Some things are better kept to yourself. And I didn't understand that until I got older. Really, that's like truly a more recent, like a true understanding. I've gotten a true understanding of that more recently. Real quick, for those of you that talking videos aren't your thing, you like the fishing outdoor stuff, I get it. I just don't want to box myself in on what I share on this platform. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook and other social medias, so this is just another social media platform for me that I am hoping is a lot more fun to be in than some of the other ones I've experienced so far. And I just want to share my real feelings, and it's not something that I see very often on here or anywhere in general, people being real. I see a little bit of it. I found a couple of really good channels, and if any of y'all want some good tips on some channels to watch, I'm happy to share those with you. But they talk about deep subjects, and they're real, very, very, very real. And I'm just me. I'm just Kerri, doing my own thing. I'm different, I guess. Like, I'm not anything special. I am an oddball. And I like to talk about deep subjects, and that's just part of who I am. So I'm just going to share that. But if you don't like that, I get it. And you don't have to tune in to these. But I appreciate everybody subscribing and following and watching. And I hope that you got something out of this, more of remembering the golden rule, to treat other people the way you want to be treated. You don't want to be around people that are not giving that mutual exchange of respect. What you say does have an impact. It might not impact exactly who you think it does or how you think it's impacting them, but it does have an impact. No fishing video, outdoor video this week. Crazy work schedule, so this is what you get. I have some fun stuff coming for Barb. I hope you guys are able to tune into that if you like that sort of thing. That's the oddball actually that's the oddball in self-actualization mode. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Just like to laugh. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I guess it's Wednesday at this point. I don't know. I didn't know what day it was. Can't remember what I did Monday. It's been a crazy week. But this I had to get it out. I hope it was cohesive and coherent. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful today and tomorrow. Toodles, y'all.